Welcome back, everybody, to another cryptocurrency news article. This one comes from Crypto Slate, and island nation of Madeira hopes to copy El Salvador's Bitcoin success. Members of the advisory board discuss how the push for Bitcoin adoption is panning out in Madeira at Bitcoin Amsterdam. So, very nice. The president of Madeira, Miguel Albuquerque, announced his explicit support for Bitcoin in May, saying BTC and Bitcoiners are welcome. Now, if you want to know where this little island nation it is right off the coast of Spain and Morocco. See right here in this little section, that is where the island nation is. But yeah, let's continue on with the article. The president further added that plans are in place with infrastructure startup January 3rd to broaden integrations with the local economy. Me and Samson and January 3rd are going to continue to work the future and to create in Madeira a fantastic environment for Bitcoin. Approaching 6 months since the announcement, a panel of board members advising the Madeira project discussed the matter at Bitcoin Amsterdam, the Bitcoin inflection point. The panel consisted of Daniel Prince, who is a podcaster moderating, Troy Cross, the Bitcoin Policy Institute, Jeff Booth, an entrepreneur, Newt Savanholm, an author, and Andrea Loja, Madeira's resident. Speaking about the project, Booth said when first invited, he was curious about sounding out the situation in terms of whether the president was serious about Bitcoin adoption, especially in terms of consideration of the long term, including potential EU resistance. Now, expanding on the last point, both Booth broached the possible scenario that a financial collapse could end the fiat money system, leading to a future inflection point for global governments. As the system breaks down, governments are going to be faced with choices, and they're going to ride that fiat horse or the Bitcoin horse. And for a while, they're going to have to ride two horses, and then they're going to have to choose. Based on a meeting with the president, Booth said he understood that Madeiran administration to be seriously committed to developing Bitcoin infrastructure, despite the potential conflict that could bring with the EU. Now, drawing parallels with Bitcoin Beach, a dedicated ecosystem popular with tourists located in El Salvador's El Zonte, Booth said Madeira could be considered Europeans' version of that. Now, how are things progressing? Tabling a question from the audience in autonomy from Portuguese rule and a merchant adoption take-up. Loja explained that Madeira has its own parliament, but is still limited in terms of overruling certain areas, such as tax regulation or legislation. If the mainland Portugal government decides to tax crypto, as there is a proposal already, we cannot decide not to do it, but we can apply a difference. Booth added that Madeira relies on EU subsidies, making it difficult to overtly and openly go against the EU's mandates. However, he said that matters have been discussed and the appropriate strategy to overcome Bitcoin adoption resistance is by making a case for jobs and economic growth. You make a case not by yelling at the existing system, you make your case stronger by saying we critically need the jobs and talent that is building on top of the base layer and going to form the new internet. On merchant adoption, Prince conceded that the uptake has been low. Savan Home commented that Bitcoiners can do their part in accelerating matters by visiting the island, spending sats, and spreading the word. Sats is short for Satoshis, which is the lowest increment of one Bitcoin. So Bitcoin can be broken apart into 1/100th of a million. So that's like at least 8 zeros so after a decimal point. So yeah, that's what they say. But we're just this group of people helping the Madeiran government do a smooth transition into the new paradigm. But of course, the more Bitcoiners that are there, the more Bitcoin companies that are there. Trying to orange pill cab drivers and waiters, the better. Now, what was accomplished in Madeira? Svanholm said hyper-Bitcoinization is happening regardless of whatever else is going on in the world, including the Madeira project itself. With that, the choices are a smooth transition or a rough one, and the advisory board proposes is to make the transition for the island a smooth one. It is well documented that El Salvador has had GDP growth and tourism boom as a result of making Bitcoin legal tender. While Madeira has yet to achieve the status, Booth is confident history repeats, which in his view will lessen objects from locals. Madeira is a semi-autonomous region of Portugal, located approximately 1,000 kilometers from Lisbon off the northwest coast of Africa, nestled in the Atlantic Ocean. The archipelago comprises the Madeira, Porto Santo, and Desertas Islands. The region is known for its mild subtropical climate and incredible natural beauty. So yeah, these guys may be picking it up, but again, are like they want to be known as the European version of El Salvador's Bitcoin Beach. They could do it, but again, it's like they can't step on the EU's feet. They can't go against the Portugal's law, but they can make their own. So, but yeah, Island Nation does hope to copy El Salvador's Bitcoin success, and I hope they do succeed because it's like they just said it. It's either you get on it smoothly or roughly, and they want to do the transition smoothly. So yes, great article here. If you guys thought so too, hit that thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel, and until next time, the Crypto Sherpa is out.